Welcome to Ramble 75, everybody. Today I want to talk about two different things that have been kind of floating around in the community. One is stackable clues, and that's like the main topic, I guess, and then I'll go into like some subtopics just regarding clues. Mod Kieran put up a tweet the other day asking the community what they would want to see from a potential clue expansion, but not like rewards, but just, fixes and things that you would like to see. The other thing is the RC minigame, the Guardians of the Rift. I I am so fucking excited for that update. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I am so excited. And I watched the Q&A or the VOD of the Q&A because I wasn't actually awake when it premiered live when all the JMods were talking about it. Light, Husky, Elena, and West. But I did get to watch it. So last night I just went through it, and oh my god, like the passion from these J mods, and like just they think of everything for these new updates now. Like we have the most competent J mods we've ever had ever, and it's so fucking just it's like refreshing, but it's also just comforting to know that like the game's in good hands. Like I could totally imagine a reality where we have like total idiots at Jagex that don't know what's good for the game, and they're just like ruining it slowly, and we can't do anything about it because we're not in charge. But we actually do have JMods that really do care about the longevity of the game and making it last for years, and so they are so keen on balance. For the most part, again, there have been some weird things in the past, but oh my god, I'm so fucking pumped. And Husky, if you're listening to this, all I gotta say is your little rambles you go on those Q&As are so welcome. I'm not even gonna lie, like that's the best part of the Q&As when Husky goes on his little rambles, and you could just clearly tell he loves this game and he wants the best for the community and the game, and it's so fucking fantastic. Just covered everything that we needed to know about the RC minigame. Questions, concerns, things that probably they wouldn't even have thought of, they did just because it would probably be a question. So anyway, a little bit of an introduction. But first things first, I do want to talk about, excuse me, I do want to talk about stackable clues. And in fact, I'm just going to pull up this tweet. So for those that don't have Twitter, if you do have Twitter, you probably saw this, but, Mod Kieran posted, besides more rewards, what would you like to see from any clue scroll update or expansion in the future? So, of course, within the first 10 minutes this is posted, I had to post my tweet down in the thread. The earlier you post it, the more successful it does. So, got a lot of likes. It's really nice. And so it makes me feel, and I didn't ever think this was controversial at all. So, I mean, that's fine. But it is cool to see a lot of agreement with the things I brought up. So increase the mimic rate from elites from 1 in 35 to 1 in 25. So currently elites are 1 in 35 when opening a casket to get a mimic, and masters is 1 in 15. 35 is a bit too rare in my opinion. I think it would be really good at 1 in 25. Hey Jace even posted something that he thinks it should also be increased to 1 in 30. And then he came into my stream that night as well, and I was like, what about 1 in 25? You cool with that? And he was pretty much cool with it. He just wants it to be a bit more like streamlined, and this like increasing the mimic rate from elites isn't breaking anything, and it's not devaluing anything. It is putting it's putting elite clues in a better spot. They make more sense to do if you have a pretty good shot at a mimic or a better shot, and I don't know, it just kind of makes elites feel a little bit better, especially once Pole 76 comes out and the elite rates are restored. Hopefully if it passes. Goddamn, that would be awful. But the other thing I said was equal weighting of 1 to 3 beginner steps. So for those that don't know, beginners have 3 steps. They can only be up to 3 steps, 1 through 3. But to get a 1-step clue, it's only a 10% chance of happening. But getting a 2-step's a 45% chance, and getting a 3-step's a 45% chance. So they heavily skewed beginners to be more, or to just be longer rather than shorter. So I'm bothered by that, and I've been bothered by that ever since beginners came out, and I realized that you never get 1-step clues. So I would be a huge fan of changing it so they're all equally 33% shot of getting a clue. I don't think anybody would be upset with that. I think the J mod, again, this is just what I assume somebody was thinking was, hey, 1 steps are really, really short. Maybe we shouldn't make it as, short. We should just, no, we do want them to be that short. We do want a beginner to be a 1-stepper. Like, that is the beauty of beginners because they suck so bad. And the reason they suck so bad is mainly because of Charlie the Tramp. Charlie the Tramp makes them awful. I say reduce the weighting of Charlie the Tramp. It's like, I swear to God, it's probably a 50-50 shot of one of your beginners having a Charlie the Tramp step. So it's like every other clue you do, it's almost inevitable that you're going to get at least one Charlie step in that. And it's just the worst feeling ever. It is honestly awful to see on your next step of your beginner. You just completed your 2nd step. You're like, come on, casket. Nope, 3rd step. Charlie the fucking Tramp wants to see your ass. And it pisses me off. So that should be reduced. 1 in 50 Mimic Transmog for Bloodhound from Mimic. So this is something that's kind of been talked about. I know Drum was kind of talking about, like, what if there was a Mimic Dust or a Mimic Pet or something. I think that's fucking fantastic. I know there's people that disagree with it. I'm just going to share you my thoughts. I think it would be so fucking dope if you could kill the Mimic, and instead of getting that mahogany plank, like anybody that's ever killed a Mimic, you get a mahogany plank. What if there was a 1 in 50 chance for that mahogany plank to be a dust, a Mimic dust, and that dust can be used on your Bloodhound to have the transmog of a Mimic? 1 in 50, I think, is a pretty nice range for it to be. I mean, clearly people will get it on their first Mimic, just like any fucking pet. But, like, you do not want to go dry on this because, I mean, getting Mimics is pretty damn rare. Again, I'm trying to make them less rare. But I think 1 in 50 is a nice fit because you have to get the Bloodhound in the first place. And then you also have to get this dust to use it. So, I don't know. Again, it's just an idea. I'm not expecting this to come out, but it'd be cool. Add a fairy ring to the Isle of Souls. So I just need to show you guys this. I need to remind everybody how awful this place is. So there are 2 elite steps. No other tier has it. Of course, the shittiest tier that they have, they make it shittier with 1 update. They add a Isle of the Souls dig step right here. Isle of the Souls dig step right here. And I would love it if there was like a fairy ring right here. So at least one of them's really close. They should also just fucking move this elite clue spot or add like a shortcut. I don't know how they really add a shortcut with this big thing, but imagine if you enter the Soul Wars lobby and there's like right out here, there's a little tunnel you can build with construction or something. You can build a little tunnel, and once you click on it, you just instantly appear out here, like boom, like bloop. You're out here, and then you can do the little dig step, and then a fairy ring like right here. I think would be just so good. Anyway, little things like that would be really awesome. I'm going to kind of jump around just because I'll probably forget this when I start talking about Guardians of the Rift. But at the end of the VOD or at the end of the Q&A, they were talking about making the True Blood altar not being accessible via the Abyss. And so I think that's great. I think that's cool. But let me go down here. I wonder if I can just... Am I able to see the tunnels? Oh, wait. Maybe I can. Where's the tunnels at? What would it even be called? Oh, God. Oh, God. There has to be a... Oh, yeah. Mauritania Underground. There we go. So... Dear God. Where is this? Zoom out. Wait, what? Where's the thingy? I am so confused. Is there more over here, but I'm just not seeing? God, this is awful. Dungeon? Okay, so you... Whatever. Oh, my dear God. So why can't you see this tunnel? This whole thing is ruined. Sorry, I wanted to show you guys something. Clearly, you can't actually see yourself. Actually, I could just go there right now. I want to show something that that Mod Husky kind of brought up, and he was talking about there could potentially be shortcuts. I think this is... No, it's like DLS. There we go. I'm just gonna quickly go over here because I want to kind of share how cool it would be. Like currently we have construction. It has been updated through Mahogany Home, so construction's a little bit less tedious and more engaging in a way. Of course, there's still a good use for both. But what if there were hotspots around Gillinor, little hotspots here and there that you could build, and it would require a bunch of supplies. You'd have to run to the bank a few times, get a shit ton of planks out. So look at this. This is how you get to the True Blood altar, by the way. It's like all the way over there, those mysterious runes. You have to run through this whole thing. So imagine there was a shortcut, and imagine a little hotspot right here. Just a little hotspot, maybe an inconspicuous wall that you can build with construction that would send you from here, and it would just give you a shortcut right to there. So you can pass this whole thing, but it requires like 90 construction. And in fact, it requires like 90 mining as well, because you got to excavate this entire thing. So it would be like a shooting star where you're just sitting here pickaxing this fucking wall. And then you build with a shit ton of mahogany planks or something an actual tunnel through it. And so you don't need to go through all like the animation of doing it. You just sit here and it's just a time sink kind of, take like 5 or 10 minutes to get all the planks running over here. Build the hotspot, the shortcut, and then boom, you have a new shortcut. And of course, this is for rune crafting, there's not actually a clue step over here, but the same thing can be applied to clue steps. Having little hotspots that you can build that actually kind of, require agility, mining, construction, shit like that. I think it would just be so cool. So anyway, just food for thought, a little bit of a random idea, but I think it would be cool. And I think Flomple, it was Flomple on the Sebe cast that said, let me just get my password real quick. I believe it was Flomple. I can't actually be sure, but I think it was him. We were talking about, what if there were just random things you could build, random bridges. There's a hotspot for a bridge that you could build. Of course, it'd be a little wonky seeing people that haven't built the bridge of other players walking on air. Probably that's what you'd be seeing. But it'd just be cool. It'd just kind of like make construction feel like it has a bigger place in the world. Instead of just building stash units, you could actually build things that would... Imagine this. You know how it takes forever to teleport with the Dragon's Medallion down to this mine? Imagine there was like a little construction thing you could build right here and it just skips over running this whole place. Just, little things around the world you could just build. Give you little shortcuts places. And then you would also have to have like high agility as well to pass the shortcut in the first place. Anyway, go back to the tweet. So, again... Fairy Ring to the Isle of Souls, making any clue step quicker with high requirements. I think that's just so cool. It encourages leveling your skills up to get to these like really nice shortcuts for future clues. And the last thing I said was underneath Fishing Trawler, you currently cannot swim fast, even with flippers equipped. So they just need to fix that place. Anyway, so here's an interesting thing. So Jace and I'll read what he says. Fixing the actual steps of elite clues like challenge clues would be consistent with other tiers of clues would be nice. So there is inconsistency clearly with elites and with masters and everything like that. Who else kind of brought that up? I think it was... Who was it? Somebody else brought that up. Radish... Wait, it wasn't Radish Boy. Radish Boy was talking about this Stackable. Somebody else brought it up, and now I can't fucking find it, but I swear to God, it was just mentioned. Okay, anyway, it doesn't really matter, but basically, elites are not streamlined currently with other tiers. Whenever you have a challenge scroll, you do need to click on the actual... So you talk to the person... Then you click the clue scroll, then you type in the answer, then you can immediately click back on the person. Which I honestly think is more enjoyable just because I have done a lot of elites, so people aren't used to it. They're used to talking to the NPC, clicking through 3 dialogue spots, and typing in the answer, then clicking them again, clicking spacebar. Elites are kind of quick in a way. The same thing goes with Sherlock. So if you get a Sherlock step, here's the one where masters are the outlier. You go to Sherlock, you use your, little Kandarin helmet 4, go there, talk to let's just say you have a new step that says show to Sherlock. As soon as you click Sherlock, on every tier, it'll show what the clue is without clicking spacebar. Again, this is very niche, so a lot of you guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But at the end of an elite, once you've completed the challenge and you're handing it back to Sherlock, all you need to do is click Sherlock, and you instantly get the next step or the casket. With Masters, you need to click Sherlock and then click spacebar for you to get it, you know, or go through one dialogue, which I actually find is annoying, and I would actually want it to be kept so elites are the way those are handled rather than the master way. But again, there's inconsistencies with everything. Elites have an inconsistency where you have to be on the exact tile to do dig steps, whereas masters and hards, you know, you have a 3x3 area. With masters, hot and colds, you have like a 10x10 area. It's massive. But anyway, I think, yeah, fixing inconsistencies would be cool. I just wish they fixed the inconsistencies to like the more ideal I guess way to do it. So the elite thing, it's not like just saying elites is bad or elites are bad, make all elite steps act like other tiers. I wish that the way elites acted with Sherlock steps would be translated over to all the other tiers. Anyway, something to think about. And yeah, everybody's kind of complaining about Charlie the Tramp. Box brought up something really cool. He says, replace master clues from caskets with a stackable token you can turn into Watson for master clue. So I think Iron Queen was the pioneeress, or is that a word? I was thinking of like a girl pioneer. Is that just still pioneer? I'm just making up words probably. But anyway, she was the original person that was mentioning stackable tokens that you get. And they don't actually have to be... Yeah, I mean, I guess they'd have to be stackable tokens. So basically, I kind of was thinking about the idea, and I think it's fucking great. So currently, and if you go to Radish Boy, I'm going to bring up his right now because it makes sense to mention. He says the ability to stack master clues from other clues. So like basically these kind of forms of master tokens. Just so content creators can literally open their caskets without an interruption of doing a 20-minute master or longer. So kind of cool. My idea on this is currently you're doing a clue opening. I have over 200 elites right now in my bank. As soon as Pulse 76 comes out and passes, I'm going to be doing a fun opening where I get to open all those. But I think people don't realize how obnoxious an elite clue casket opening is. It is you opening 3 or 4 caskets and then doing another 20 minutes of doing a clue and then repeat the process. That's pretty much what it felt like, because I did open 60 elites at one point, and it took so long because the entire time I was just doing master clues. It wasn't even like about the opening anymore. So little time was actually spent opening caskets. So I think it would be cool. Again, some streamers don't feel that way. I'm not going to name names, but there are, there's people can decide, and these stackable tokens wouldn't be like forced on anybody, although they would pretty much be forced because all your viewers would want you to use it if you were a content creator. Anyway, all I'll say is I think it's a really good idea, but it needs a restriction, and that restriction is you cannot get master tokens passively through these lesser tier caskets until you've completed 100 master clues. So I think it's essential that you have to prove that you can do master clues for you to get the ability to stack up your masters, basically. So you have to show Watson your scroll sack. Boom, you show it. Now Watson's will give you the ability to get master tokens. So every time let's just say you open a hard casket, instead of getting a master clue 1 in 15, you get a master token. Those can stack up. Those master tokens can be handed in at Watson. So you actually have to physically go to Watson, hand in 1 token, he gives you 1 master clue. You can't hand all of them in and get a stackable master clue stack. No, they would still be tokens. You could only redeem 1 master clue at a time from him. I think it's a great fucking... I think that's like the perfect form of stackable clues. Because, yeah, it is just kind of an annoyance to just kind of interrupt your opening you're already doing because you have a master clue. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I just think that's a cool thing. Now, on the topic of stackable clues, people really want stackable clues, and it happens every league. Every league that goes by, people are like, "Oh, we want stackable clues," and then now it's like, another league's here, and everyone's like, "Oh, stackable clues are so cool." Okay, so the reason I'm against stackable clues is because clue scrolls in general are a distraction and diversion. It's one of the most unique pieces of content that by making them stackable would completely destroy that whole aspect of clues. It would make it like any other grind where it becomes like a buyable at that point where it's like, oh, just, stack up all your clues and then, at some future point, just make it a grind. You have to empty out your your clue scroll tab. So you just grind clue scrolls for 2 days, which some people may think is fun. But again, the reason I'm against it is because now that is every other grind in the game where you can just sit down and, nail it out, just whatever. I think there's something really good about clue scrolls that gives you the opportunity to break up your content, and that would never be the case after this. Anyway, I'm against it, but there are always things and nuance that's brought up with that, and one of the things is team-based content. So if you're doing TOB with the boys, chambers with the boys, necks with the boys, you'll get an elite clue scroll, and then you feel bad. You're like, do I abandon the team to, send this to Watson or to do it or to, Watson's full, I got to go do 3 masters now. There's kind of an annoyance with team-based content, I feel like, getting an elite clue. So to remedy that, again, I'm against stackable clue scrolls. So this is me finding a middle ground of what would be cool. So I am against the idea of an actual number being above a clue scroll. So it's an actual stackable object. I'm absolutely against that because it's a slippery slope. As soon as somebody's like, oh, just make it stack to 3 or 5 or 10, for a fact that's not going to stay. It's going to eventually just become like 50, 100, unlimited. I just don't even want to go down that road. So what I'm thinking is, this is a crazy idea, and you've probably already heard it because I mentioned it earlier, but not in this ramble, but in a different one. I can't even remember where I was talking about it. But through the hunter skill, I propose that you can have an owl. You can buy an owl or go catch one or whatever the fuck. I don't know. They're predators, apparently, and I don't know how you're supposed to just like catch it and befriend it. But anyway, similar to Harry Potter, for any of you that have ever watched Harry Potter, owls are the creatures that fly letters to people. And imagine how cool it would be to have your own owl with high hunter. And the reason I keep mentioning hunter is because I want it to kind of, there's other skills involved. So it's not just everyone gets this. You need to prove it. Watson will sell you an owl. I think that would be the best way. Watson somehow now just got an owl collection. He'll just sell you one. And then at that point, you can actually immediately have your owl fly one of every clue type to Watson. That is able to be reclaimed. So let's say you do a TOB, you loot your chest, you get an elite clue scroll. You could right click the elite clue scroll once you left TOB, click fly to Watson. So you fly to Watson, it's instantly sent over there, but in order to get it back, you can't just call your owl to get it back. You'd have to actually go to Watson to go get it. Or who knows, maybe your owl levels up and it can actually go to Watson and fly it to you wherever you are. But the point is that you can actually reclaim those clues. So it's not like how Watson currently works, where as soon as you turn one in, it has to be turned into a master. Now you have to wait till you have all the other tiers. This would just be another way to kind of save a clue. It's not stackable per se, but it's just, I don't want to lose my chance of getting another clue because I'm going to stay with my team, Anyway, that's what I think would be a cool idea. Again, I have a comment section. Feel free to say why that's a shitty idea, why you agree with it, why you've already left the video because, you just don't care about this stuff. But I think it's a cool idea, and I think it would remedy a lot of the annoyances that generally come with why people want stackable clues. That's one of them. Of course, there's UIM. I'm not going to name names, but there are UIMs that want stackable clues because they fucking hate suiciding and doing shit like that. So I understand where you're coming from, but goddamn, you chose to limit yourself. Like, it's supposed to be hard mode. Like, what was the point of making a UIM if it ain't hard mode, Anyway, so that's just, food for thought. Everything I've kind of mentioned here is just, things that we can think about for the future for clue scroll expansions for stackable clues. Again, I'm not going to change my mind. I think stackable clues is just awful. People say, oh, what if it came through combat achievements? You know, every tier of combat achievement, you get another stacked. I think that's bad. Yeah. Anyway, something that could also be cool with the owl thing I mentioned. Again, it doesn't have to be a fucking owl, just some way to send a clue over to Watson. I think that would just be a cool thing, though. I think in order for you to get an owl, or in order for you to ever even have that ability, you need to prove maybe to Watson that you've done it. So you have to complete every tier. Like you have to complete 600 beginners, 500 easies, and so forth down to 100 masters. But that doesn't need to be the case. But I think I was talking to DKHo on my Discord, and he mentioned, like, do you think clues are in a good spot? Like, do you think, like, the rarity of clues is good? And I said, no, I mean, I think things could be streamlined a bit better. I think, like, right now, elites are just really weird because so many places elites are pretty damn rare. I mean, even at a place that seems extremely common, Tob's like 1 in 8. That still takes like 2.5 hours at least to go get an elite there. Where you have Sarachnis, that's just about an hour and 10 minutes. So there is a little bit of inconsistency with, you know, the best meta, just Sarachnis by far, and then every other place is just kind of like around the 2 to 3 hour range, or 4 or 5 or 8. Anyway, but then he also mentioned, like, you know, what about like skilling and stuff? And I was just kind of talking, and I said, how cool would it be if once you've proven that you're a legend at clue scrolls, by the way, there's something wrong with that. Somebody actually posted a picture of it. Let me just find it. This. Why the hell does it say this guy's a legend when he's only done 12 elites? Like, I think this legend rank, he has done 10,000 mediums, which makes sense. But I think the legend rank comes from doing all the tiers. You know, like this whole ranking system's weird. And I think that'd be kind of cool if you became a legend once you've completed all milestones. Maybe there could be a milestone even above that. But I think what would be so cool is, like, you complete all the, you know, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 things. You go to Watson and you get a new item. Imagine this. You've proven that you're a clue scroll legend. You get a clue scroll pendant from Watson that you can buy, or you get it for free. And that clue scroll pendant becomes a enhanced way of getting clue scrolls from skilling. Currently, I think clue scrolls from skilling are so incredibly rare, they could become more common. And I think a little pendant like that from Watson would be a cool way to give additional clue scrolls. And there could even be a downside. I think it's really cool when things have a downside and an upside, so it's not just like overall best. But imagine this pendant has a double clue chance. You just wear it while you're doing any skilling activity. You get double clue chance. You know, it doesn't have to be double, but I'm just making it more simple. And then let's just say you also get a docked XP or something like that. Again, that might sound a bit artificial. I think it does. I don't know which way you would have a downside using this, but just imagine you get like 10% less XP when wearing it, but you get a double clue chance. Or, you know, you even make it really extreme. So when you're wearing it, you only get half XP, but you get like a 4 times rated clues. Or, you know, shit like that, which just makes skilling a bit more fun. There was also talk, and I want to kind of talk about the RC minigame now. One of the things is, like, people find RC extremely boring, and then they, like, I think Mod Husky was talking about it on the Q&A, talking about how, like, Slayer early levels, like, what, 10 to 20k XP an hour? But you don't even care because you're having fun. Like, Slayer's fun, so... And there's always, like, a new drop. Like, ooh, you're going to get this little exciting drop. I just think it would be so cool if rune crafting had a chance of getting a clue scroll, like an imbued geode. Whenever you craft at the altar, you get a, ooh, boom, you just got a little clue geode. Let's, you know, it's a distraction and diversion. Let's go do this clue now. Like, I think rune crafting is one of the best places to add clues. I know most skilling does have, you know, nests, bottles, and geodes currently from fishing, mining, and woodcutting, but I think it would be cool if rune crafting had it. People could argue it's not a buyable, or it's not a gathering skill. I think it is. So, again, it would kind of break up the grind to give you a little bit of excitement. Imagine, you know, you're wearing the new rune crafting outfit from the game. or the mini game with the amulet. So boom, you get an additional runes, and boom, you get a hard geo. Let's fucking go. Break up your grind. I think it'd be cool. And then this little pendant that you get from Watson after proving you're a legend, get additional chances or something. So anyway, again, this is just stuff I think about. I'm not trying to push it on anyone. Just giving ideas to make certain skilling grinds less monotonous by giving you a distraction and diversion. And yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Guardians of the Rift a little bit more. I know I already made a ramble on this, but I just want to talk about how fucking cool this idea is. Like, just, man, they fucking nailed it with the Q&A. So, first of all, I'm extremely happy that they're making it so only pure essence can be used in the minigame. I just think that's so cool. That would have been something I never would have thought that they would actually implement. So currently the minigame, they're expecting to be about 60k XP an hour, and that cannot be increased through day alt because you can't use it, but that would have been 90k. I think it's really cool that they're just keeping it to pure essence. I wonder if you need pure essence, though. Like, it sounds like you do need your own pure essence to, benefit from this minigame, but it also sounds like you're going to be mining in this minigame as well. So I don't know if it's like an upgrade to your pure essence. We'll have to see. I didn't look too much into it, so maybe it's already known. But they are coming out with a Ring of Elements. And Mod Husky at the end of the VOD was also saying, like, why currently do we have... Let me just show you this. Why currently do we have multiple runes? Why can you craft 10 air runes at 99, but you can only craft 3 fire runes at 99? Like, what? Like, that's just so odd, because they're elemental runes, They're just elemental runes, so why not make them all streamlined? In fact, this would... And again, Husky said they're not looking to change anything right now, but they're just saying in the future something could be made more consistent. And I think elemental runes could be made more consistent. They are adding a Ring of Elements, which sends you to each of the elemental altars. Like, it's going to have like a little ring that's charged. It could send you there. I think that's a fantastic idea. It's going to be cool for clue steps. It's going to be just cool for rune crafting. I think what would be so cool is if this was upped, like these elemental runes shot up to, like, I don't know, 20 times. Like, imagine you can actually craft 20 air runes per essence at 99, 20 fire runes, 20 earth, 20 water. That would actually make it really quite close to shop buying. Shop buying elemental runes is pretty awful right now. Like, just spam clicking opening boxes and shit. But imagine you could get some RC XP and craft your own runes. Like, that would be so fucking cool and make it actually really close to the rate of, buying them. Anyway, who knows if 20 is too high? Maybe it is, especially with this ring coming out. I just know, like, I've tested out crafting air runes by using the skills necklace that teleports you right north of the crafting guild. Run to the air altar, craft them. It just wasn't really worth it. But with this new ring and an additional amount of runes, that would be pretty insane. They're also coming out, as you guys know, with the rune crafting outfit. So let me just... I think they have a picture down here. Wait. Did I miss this when I was looking at the map? Maybe I don't know. But anyway, here's the True Blood altar, by the way. So this is where I was standing. I was thinking, what if there was a shortcut right here? Here's the True Blood altar. Here's like the mutated blood velds and stuff. Where's the outfit at? Yeah, so this is the outfit. They're also coming out with new colors, which they showed off in the Q&A. I think it's so cool. I think that's so cool that they've already decided to come out with new color schemes as well. This outfit's going to be so fucking cool. Because you get 60% additional runes. So imagine the True Blood altar comes out. You have this outfit, and I'll just remind you guys, there's also a Colossal pouch coming out that holds additional essence. So on top of extra runes, you're also getting blood essence. So if you've ever done Next, you have blood essence now, which also increases the amount of runes you get by 50%. You got the outfit, you got the Colossal pouch, and you got this blood essence. You're gonna be, I'm certain you're gonna be crafting more than 10,000 blood runes an hour with everything that comes out when they've made little updates, maybe added shortcut to the blood altar. I think this shit's gonna be about 10k bloods an hour, and some people might think that is way too much, as way too much money, but I think that's actually a really that's a really cool amount. Because blood runes inevitably, if you're crafting 10k an hour with all this shit, will eventually kind of drop to a price of, I would guess, maybe 280 GP, 275. So you'd only really be making about 2.7 mil an hour. But that's also, probably not including the price of the blood essence. You have to buy the blood essence or get it. So it probably wouldn't even be quite that much. Maybe like 2 mil an hour. Maybe 2 point, I don't know, something like that. But I think it's just a really cool amount, and it would actually make rune crafting so good. And that outfit and colossal pouch and everything else is going to be with every altar, which I think is so cool. So I was able to, and I've made videos where like I'll do a death rune crafting hour where I try to find the absolute most efficient way, and I could get like a 38k hour, which is like 8,000 something essence. Just insane amount of death runes. Get about 8,000 death runes. Just something insane. And that increased by 60% is, I don't fucking know. But it's probably like 13k deaths an hour. Like, that's just so cool. Like, I love that this minigame is making different methods just better. Like, every traditional rune crafting becomes better through this. Oh, just so excited. Anyway, Ring of Elements is going to be fantastic. I think so it looks like this ring will require 1 law rune and an elemental rune to charge. Okay, so that was one of my questions. I must have missed this. Just a law rune. I think that's fantastic because, I mean, look how many unlimited teleports we have in this game now. When do you ever use law runes? You just have all these items that teleport you. It's kind of cool that they're using law runes. Yeah, this is so cool. Let me think. There was another thing I was, oh yeah, the Guardians of the Rift pet. So there's been some people saying, oh, there shouldn't be a Guardian of the Rift pet, or it should just be a Transmog. I am on team Transmog at this point, so for those wondering, I think the Guardians of the Rift pet should be a Transmog to the original Rift pet, and I think what it should do is make it a dark version. So right now, the little dudes, the little Rift Guardians, where are those? There was a picture of them, right? Oh, yeah, here's the colors, by the way. Where's that picture? I thought they added pictures of that guy. Anyway, imagine a Rift Guardian, but instead of the gray with leaves and stuff surrounding, just their body is like made of stone. Imagine it was like black version, like just super dark. Maybe instead of leaves, it has like little lava, kind of like an infernal cape in a way, just like a little bit of like that stream of lava kind of going throughout it. I don't know. Again, I don't have a picture right here, but just imagine just a dark version. So kind of like the dark acorn you get from the Hallowed Sepulchre. So it'd just be like a super dark version of the Rift Guardian. I think that'd be so fucking cool. Anyway, just my thoughts on this. Also, it's really cool that they're adding talismans to the drop table. I think that's just going to make it, I don't know. I think it's going to make it, I think it's going to make talismans more viable, and making tiaras. It's going to be a new, method, I think. Who knows for Iron Man, but anyway, it was just a little bit of stuff I wanted to talk about. Yeah, not much more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, it's just big ass ramble. I'm just mining Dale here because I want to be prepared for the True Blood altar. True Blood altar is definitely going to be able to use Dale, so we'll see what the XP rates are looking like and how many runes you can craft, but I'm so excited. By the way, it looks like next week Pulse 76 is going to be out, so get your yes votes in, boys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.